This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we're out here hanging out at the KSDT offices here in Doral. And of course, we're always out here once a month. And George and Alan, all the great guys, are always kind enough to join us out here. George, you going to sit down with me a little bit here? Talk a little bit here about the KSDT?
Absolutely. Good
How
to
you
be
doing,
here.
my man? You
Good,
doing all
good.
right?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you, my man. Thank you for hosting us like you guys do. And Alan is always so kind and accommodating and always taking care of us. Alan, I almost feel like he wants to bring us steaks and lobsters and all that kind of stuff. He's always like, you guys all right? Everything good? And he's always taking care of us. So thank you, as always. And thank you for being great sponsors.
Well, if there's steak and lobster, I'm in. So
Yeah. You in, Sean? You all right? Yeah, Sean's all right. Sean's good with the steak and lobster. You know, we talk about KSDT all the time, and because and Alan is always so quick at how everybody thinks it's just accounting, and then we were just talking about all the different kinds of services that you guys provide. And there's a reason why you've got over 150 employees. What is it? Over 12 partners now here, right?
over 15 partners.
15 partners now. Right, exactly. So it's more than just taxes. So let's talk a little bit about those kind of things, because I know there's a lot of people thinking they don't realize what kind of services you guys provide.
Well, and you're absolutely right. Early on in our existence, we were more of an accounting and tax shop. But over the years, what we've seen is people need more than accounting and tax services. They come to us as our trusted advisor. Even now, a lot of individuals think we're headed for a recession. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market, so they come to us for advice and other services that we can provide to assist them through this process. We don't know what 2022 is going to have in store for us.
Nobody does.
But you can position yourself for success. So there's things that you can do now, regardless of what happens in the third and fourth quarter or first quarter of 2023. There's things we can do now. We can help you organizing your finances, figuring out some better investment strategies. If you foresee that there may even be some losses, how can we take some advantage of those losses from a tax perspective? But it's more of just being a financial trusted advisor for our clients across the board, not only tax and accounting, but just being there for questions and concerns.
We talk about, like, if somebody's buying a business and you're trying to find out the ins and outs of it, am I buying the right business? Is it really producing what it says? You guys can help someone assess that business, and is it a good move? Yes, it's a good investment. No, it's a bad investment because of this.
We help out on mergers and acquisitions all the time, coming in, doing the financial due diligence, making sure that what you're buying is what you think you're buying. Is it a good time to buy that in that industry? So there's a lot of questions that pop up during an acquisition or a merger that requires just someone with a little bit more experience in that area, that's gone through it before, that can lead you, handhold you through the process and determine if that organization is the right company to buy.
Some of us are viewing it that we're in a recession already, and how much deeper will this recession go? Some people think we haven't entered the recession yet. Where do you stand on this? What would you tell folks? Because again, it's funny, because sometimes when I have our crypto conversations with people, they'll tell me, "Hey, do you think this is the bottom?" And I will always tell them, "Dude, you never know when the bottom is, and you never know when the top is. And anybody that tells you they think they know when it is and when it's not, they're full of it." And so we really don't even know how long we will be in a recession or how long, so I'm not asking you to predict what's going to go on the market, because that's impossible to, and especially with all the other stuff like war and our supply chain and all these other things that we cannot control. You know what I'm saying? Who can control 400 ships locked outside, hanging out the LA port? You know what I mean? Waiting to come in. So how are you looking at where we're at right now?
There's mixed messages right now, because there are certain segments of our economy that are doing very well.
Exactly.
The real estate market is booming right now.
Tech is not.
Tech is not. The job market is doing very well. So there's certain elements of the market that are doing very well, and there's other industries that are beginning to struggle. We see some of our clients that are wholesalers that in 2021 were maintaining certain levels of sales, and now that's dropping off. Some of the big box retailers aren't buying as much in 2022 as they were in 2021. Things are starting to slow down in some industries. So the mixed messages are, yeah, there are certain segments of our economy that are still doing well, but there's others that are starting to slow down. So the mindset is, how can we get ahead of it? How can we get ahead of it? How can we prepare for a recession if we're not already in one? And what can we do to minimize the damage if there is any damage? And that's what we do for a living. That's where we can help. And we always ask everyone, call in, talk to us. We'd be more than happy to give you some advice over the phone. And if we can help, we'll be the first ones there.
George, tell folks a little bit how they can get in contact with people here at KSDT.
Yes. So what I always recommend is call our office, 305-670-3370. Ask for myself, George Delatorre. I'd be more than happy to sit on the phone and sit in person with anyone who has any thoughts, ideas, concerns. Send me an email, jdelatorre@ksdt-cpa.com. Go to our website at www.ksdt-cpa.com. There's a lot of ways to get in touch with different folks within our organization on our website. But try calling us. We're more than happy to talk to you on the phone.
Right now, we got a lot of concerns with people with their 401ks,
Yep.
the stock market, the crypto market. Although, man, the last 2 days, I don't know if you guys follow this, but crypto has not been affected whatsoever, while the market has dropped like 1,500 points in the last 2 days.
But crypto's been stable.
And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Did it level off? Did we hit a bottom?
Yeah.
Did that I'm wondering because the hodlers are still growing.
Yes.
The hash rate is through the roof. Everything on the Bitcoin side is, when it comes to the stats and everything of it, it's super strong. So I'm just wondering what's going on there. But what are you telling folks now that are calling you and they're super nervous about their 401ks right now? They're worried about the stock market right now. And crypto, obviously, we've lost a lot, but maybe there's a floor now. So talk to me a little bit about those kind of things that are affecting people right now.
Diversity. We're saying diversify your portfolio. Make sure that you are not in an overly aggressive position. We don't know what these next 6 months have in store for us, but there's ways to hedge some of the risk of being too much in one industry. So it's about diversification. That's what we're telling our folks.
Where are you at on Bitcoin being the hedge to inflation? It's either you're a believer or you're not a believer, or you're just too damn confused and you need to see it for yourself it happen, because this will be the first recession for Bitcoin.
I'm a believer, and we're seeing certain things that are happening now that are slowing down the economy. For example, the Federal Reserve are creeping up the rates.
Yes,
that's going to slow things down. So we'll see if it's going to slow it down at a healthy rate, or is it going to be slowed down to the point where it causes a recession. But I'm a believer in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I just think it's one. I think this will be the next couple of years. Here is where I think it's going to prove its value moving forward, because it's such a young asset.
We haven't gone through, it hasn't gone through this before. This is the first trend.
And I try to explain to people that crypto is being it's being adopted faster than the internet.
Yeah,
it's at a faster rate than the internet.
Yeah.
And it took people a while for the internet. Oh, the internet. Oh, email. All this. Oh, we won't need this.
Yeah.
Now you can't live without the internet.
You can't live without it.
Now you're walking around with it all over the place. No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell the folks a little bit more about KSDT, how they can get in contact with Alan, all the great people. What else? And you got a crypto department.
We absolutely do. Call us. Call us at 305-670-3370. Speak with Alan Kinkle, George Delatorre, Jeff Tarabolas. We'd be more than happy to take your calls. We're waiting for them so we can answer some of your concerns, not only on crypto, but just on where do you think the economy is going and what can you do from a financial perspective to mitigate maybe some of the the downfalls that may happen in the next few months.
You're worried a little more about the economy or the Heat?
The Miami Heat?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you, last night I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
I'm more worried about the Panthers than the economy.
Yeah, me too. The Panthers are down 0-2.
The Heat, they took a punch.
Yeah.
But they can deliver a punch. So I'm going to wait.
We just need one. We got to take one in Boston.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm not panicking with the Heat.
I agree.
With the Panthers, I'm panicking, bro.
Agreed.
I'm panicking. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
There you go. See, KSDTCPAs.com. Check it out, man. Trust me, they will do a lot, and they can do a lot and help you and your business move forward.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.